Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. Question, do you listen to reggae? If so, it is objectively terrible music. I'm kidding, of course. Reggae's the best. There's Bob Marley, and all sorts of other folks. In any case, now that we got that out of the way, hormones matter a ton, excuse me, for weight loss. Turns out that's not true. What? But I thought the hormones, they mattered. Well, let's take a look. Lots of people say that hormones are super important to weight loss. And a lot of times they'll say that people that are very overfat or very, very skinny are thus because of hormone differences. Interesting. And that if those people addressed those hormone differences, they wouldn't have to cut calories or increase calories to lose or gain a lot of weight, and they would renorm and be super healthy and in super great shape just because they adjusted the hormones. Now, that's sometimes true, but it's true very rarely compared to the number of times it is not true, and that there's another culprit for why especially overfat people are overfat. Next time you hear someone say, we'll get to the culprit in just a bit. It's junk food, by the way. The answer is junk food. Next time you hear someone say that hormones are super important for, let's say, why is that person really fat? Well, it's hormones. Okay. Which ones? Ask them. You'll probably get a blank stare because they probably have no fucking idea. Sometimes they will list hormones, and the thing is, actual obesity researchers don't really consider these hormones very important for weight management. For example, testosterone doesn't really have any very repeatable, predictable effects on body weight. Some people gain weight from testosterone. Some people lose weight from more testosterone. Can't really tell. Estrogen, also no clue. Growth hormone, very complex effects that don't directly map onto body weight. Burns fat really well. Also helps you gain muscle. Who the fuck knows what it does for total body weight? Insulin and glucagon, believe it or not, insulin does not automatically make you gain weight. And as a matter of fact, insulin secretion in your body increases your satiety. It doesn't decrease it. And it's often counterbalanced by glucagon, making the satiety thing actually a non-starter unless you're injecting lots of insulin. Then you have to eat lots of food just to keep yourself upright. So your own insulin dynamics probably have no major effect. As a matter of fact, if you happen to be quite insulin resistant, insulin doesn't even have the same effect on target tissues that it usually does. It can't make you as fat as it's supposed to because your fat cells are largely resistant to its effects. So how the hell is it still making you really fat? It's not. It's not the insulin. The insulin carbohydrate model of obesity, model, not theory, not an interconnected framework of well-supported evidentiary facts, model that someone thought, oh, this is the way it works, had been rejected since probably the late 90s in any serious consideration. All these hormones make really small differences in how much total weight you gain or lose. However, they make really large differences in composition of the weight. In muscle mass versus fat mass, all these hormones make big, big differences. But as far as weight loss, they don't. If you see someone who's really overfat, like my 600-pound life type of person, again, man, it's clearly hormones. Is it really? It's not clear to most obesity researchers that that's the case. Now, you may think there's one exception. Thyroid hormone. Low thyroid levels can predispose people to a higher level of adiposity, to carrying more body fat. However, the absolutely vast majority of people that are overfat, that are very, very overweight in an unhealthy way, do not have thyroid problems. Thyroid problems explain the minority of overfatness. And in addition to this, low activity of the thyroid, low production of thyroid hormones explains some of the variance in weight. Yes, you'll be a little bit heavier with low thyroid production, but not double the size you're supposed to be. That shit is really hard to pull off. So thyroid hormone is absolutely the best candidate hormone to explain overall weight, but it doesn't do that good of a job that it is the dominant way to explain that. So the title of this video is Hormones Matter a Ton for Weight Loss, and that's bullshit. It don't matter a ton. Thyroid doesn't matter a ton. It matters quite a bit in few cases, very few cases. It's not something you can generalize to almost everyone. Now, if you ask the question, okay, so are hormones important for weight loss and weight gain? No. Shit. So what is? Well, a high consumption of ultra-tasty, hyper-palatable food, mostly in the category of junk food, drives calories into a surplus for people over days and weeks and months and years, and they get much fatter. Hormones up, hormones down, doesn't matter. You eat tons of junk food, you get into caloric surplus, you will gain fat in almost every case. Your hormonal status is not really pertinent to that in almost any meaningful extent. Now, bodybuilders take loads of hormones, the non-drug tested ones, of course, but what do they do to get their leanest? They don't just take hormones, okay? When people see a super lean bodybuilder, when you go into Reddit forums, they're like Tren, Var, Clen, just drugs they've heard of but never actually used. Almost anyone who gives you random drug names has never used drugs before. And it turns out that, yes, they take all those drugs, and that has absolutely a very big effect on what they look like. But the biggest effect is diet. And I know it sounds crazy, but try this at home. Start at like 20% fat or 15% fat and take all the drugs you can to see if just with drugs alone, don't fucking touch your diet, don't touch it at all. Just with drugs, can you get into contest shape? If that was the case, a lot of bodybuilders would do it because taking drugs is a whole lot easier than dieting. But it almost never happens because diet, generating a hypocaloric condition, taking in calories at maintenance and reducing them, while of course taking a ton of hormones, gets you super, super lean, keeps all of your muscle, and does all these wonderful things at a vast expense to your health and sanity, of course. But wouldn't it be great if you could alter your hormone levels so profoundly, as claimed by some nutritional advocates, that if you ate carnivore, you could just get contest lean and never have to cut your calories. You would never, ever be hungry again. You'd have tons of energy because carnivore is the way to go. And all you did was switch to fucking carnivore from eating a normal diet and boom, shredded, glute striations, everything. Oh, wait, get the fuck up out of here. That's bullshit. Doesn't work. While I'm on the subject, carnivore sucks. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. All right, sup, Liver King? Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.